இன்னும் 1 minute இருக்கு.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, live.
Welcome everyone. A very happy evening to all. Thank you for joining us today for webinar Learn with Microsoft MVPs. The main aim of this webinar series is to create an opportunity for learning the technology from scratch. With the help of our 8 elegant Microsoft MVPs, we are going to organize this mega virtual event on Learn with Microsoft MVPs on every Saturday at this time. Next we get into the session. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alaganila Meghanathan. I am a founder and CEO of Innovatry Technologies India Private Limited. Today we are presenting you Power Platform. We are very happy to introduce our today's webinar speaker, Mr. Jenkins. He is a Microsoft MVP. He is an office development MVP who has been working on a SharePoint for more than 16 years, focusing on building custom solutions for Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, Framework, Power Platform, Office 365 and SharePoint. Having a very strong background in development, both front end and back end. He is riding the modern web development wave and helping communities with learning latest development techniques. He has been working on SharePoint for 16 plus years, who started his career on SharePoint version 2003. If you have any queries during the presentation, please type them into Q&A session. We will have time for question at the end. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Jenkins. Jenkins, sir, please.
Yes. Thank you, Alaganila.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and welcome everyone for this session. And good evening, all. Happy to be part of this, and really everyone who has joined, thank you very much. Today, I'm going to talk about Power Platform. Before that, I'll just introduce myself. Already, Alaganila give more introduction on that. It will give brief about myself. I am an Office Development MEP and MCT as well as Solution Architect. I have 16 plus years of experience. I'm a specialist in Microsoft Teams, Power Platform, and SharePoint framework. I'm an international speaker, blogger, and trainer. SPS Bangalore organizer and AOS Ambassador London. Then you can able to connect myself easily. My email ID or my LinkedIn profile, Twitter, or my blog page. And I have a 2 Facebook page. I can share all the latest SharePoint framework information, as well as Microsoft Teams information. Whatever new updates are coming, I will share the updates there. And also any important blogs or anything I will share. And also I have a YouTube channel. Most of the events videos I will share that. You can able to follow myself. Okay. Now we'll go introduction to the Power Platform. Power Platform is nothing but it's a way to allow internal and external audience to view and interact with the data from common data services or SharePoint or any other data sources. Easy to build. Okay. Coming to the point, before going to that, in the world having more data. Okay. Wherever you go in this organization, nowadays lot of social data as well as the organization data are available. But the big challenge behind is we need to bring immediate solution to bring some analyze report or bring some forms to get data or submit update data. I need to do some workflows. Lot of things I need to do. That's the expectation from every organization. But if you go for a traditional development, it takes long time to do all this analyzing the database, data sources, and I need to implement as an application. It's a lot of process in that. Out of that, every business person, is a citizen developers or business application developers, prefer to use immediate solution. Everyone want immediate solution to bring a little bit changes or anything without involving any developer. They are looking for some solution. At the same time, this Power Platform allow for developers as well, not only for the citizen developers. It's for if you are evaluation for low code solution. This is a low code solution for all these Power Platforms like Power Apps or Power Virtual Agents or Power BI or Power Automate. Everything is a low code solution. Low code in the sense we don't want to write any code, just a formula is enough to do. Same like an Excel sheet. Okay. When the evolution of how people buy products, the long back in my career started with 2003. Before that, also everyone do the custom softwares. Okay, wherever the solution comes, we immediately plan for some Java software. At that time, it's ASP.H, ASP, JSP, like that. We develop a lot of applications, and we have mainframe SAP like that. Wherever goes, assembly applications are there. All lot of DLS, lot of jar files. These are all the things we are developed. That's the stage of what we develop language to use. Then we move to the products. There's a packed project like SharePoint, Dynamics 365, SAP. Likewise, we have Salesforce. Like that, we have different applications, right? ERP systems, CRM systems, HRS system. Like that, we have rich features from different softwares. Let's say that time only the ATMs or the web services are growing, and we can get a lot of different products to communicate here and there, right? Uh, that's something good to people feel that, oh, we have a platform to do our changes, everything, and they develop the application. They brought that. That's more connected with the services. Now everything moved to low code development. That is nothing but like a building blocks, right? Everyone who know about building blocks, right? Simply move here, which without looking for any help from any users or anyone, right? If you brought some building blocks, say all our kids are able to do the work, right? That's a benefit on over here. No code solution. That's nothing but any citizen developers or any business IT persons or developers that can able to do the application or a workflow or a report, everything. I'll show the simple things today with different things, and the Power Virtual Agents part next week, Vijay will show you. Okay. The low code solution, what's the benefit over that? We need to always think about costing, right? Every organization, every person, the management or everyone think about costing, right? When you're writing a traditional development, you need to think about the writing the lines of code and from the scratch, and we need to think a lot of planning, costing, and we need to do all the use cases, everything, right? We come to the low code development, it's an environment used to create. It's a cloud based already. The base is there. No need to do any configuration. Just pay the license and get it, and you can use easy to do all the activities, and you can get higher rate of success comparatively with the traditional development. The traditional development, more than 40% goes as a failure projects in the world last 20-25 years. Like all projects, people feel that's very good when you started. After 2 years, they completed the project. They feel that these all the features are not there. That's something failure in that some process. Because of waterfall model, they move to the agile model, then they move to DevOps. The reason behind that, every microservices you need to involve, because small micro changes give the big benefit over the organization. That's the main purpose of moving to the low code solution. The reason is whenever I am a customer executive, it's a business executive. I want to feel I know the business, right? Clear business I know. I just need a database part. I want to take some reports. Don't want to depend with the developer, right? That's the expectation. That's the low code solution is giving provision from 2016 with a lot of benefit oriented. And if that low code solution is able to develop in the days to weeks, and if you have traditional developed months to year, I remember that one project I developed started 2 years before, and he completed 2 years to complete the big project. It's a call center. Same type of projects, I hope within a month we can complete using the low code solution. But obviously, still we need a traditional development. But low code solution is very good for most of the medium level complex applications or small applications. And business side, they loved it because of small developments. They easily do it without depending any developers or looking for any developers. They go and do some activities and they share to the customer. That's the innovative culture, right? Nowadays, people prefer to do a lot of new innovations. Every small things they are thinking in their mind, immediately go and test it. If you have a low code solution, then they don't have to worry about the developer costs or resourcing everything, right? Nowadays, we are finding a resource with a data analyst, and they have a good knowledge of artificial intelligence, and they have a good knowledge of development. Everything is very difficult to find it. These are now everyone moving to artificial intelligence, right? That point, we have the Power Platform. We have artificial intelligence part. AI Builder is there. We have the virtual agents is there. That's all we can be able to use without knowing that what is data science. Okay. Okay, just I'll come with the Power Platform. So low-code platform that spans Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, and standalone applications like SharePoint or any applications, everything. Okay, innovation anywhere, unlocks it everywhere. Okay, we have the different components. One is Power BI, there's a business analytics. And then second one is a Power Apps as an application development. The third one is a Power Automate, process automation. And we have a fourth one is Power Virtual Agent, so intelligent virtual agent. Okay, that's the Power Virtual Agent I'm not covering today. This next week Vijay is going to cover. Other three are I'm trying to cover with the simple examples. Okay, and we have the data connectors. Okay, when you come with any technology that's with a power platform, we are thinking about data. Okay, we have data. I want to bring some analysis report. For example, I'm going to show with the COVID-19 what status going on. I need to get some report. And then I can do some have some Excel sheet or a SQL Server database. I can connect it and get some report, right? And we need to represent to my where I need to submit. That type of easy to bring. I can show you. Okay, and we have Power Apps. Power Apps also is always prefer to use whenever I'm using Power Apps. We can think about it. I want to display some data to the user with a proper way with the gallery and everything, or I want to do some form, symbol form I want. I can use the data source and connect it as a citizen developer or a developer for a business analyst. I can able to use simply go and connect the database and bring the form without doing any customization. Okay, and also I have little knowledge about formula like Excel sheet formulas, right? They're the same like formulas. Then I can able to use the formulas and make it a simple custom application also. And then it's a Power Automate. Power Automate nothing but it's a process automation using workflows. And workflows we have UI flows, we have web UI flows and Windows UI flows like that. We have different things. Okay, and we have the bottom. We have data connectors. Always we need a connectors to connect with SharePoint or any other application. And the same time, Power Platform is directly supporting common data services. That is nothing but another Cosmos DB installed in Azure, and you make it as a common data services. The database behind it, that is a service. We can able to get some UI friend. We can easily do all the activities from common data services like creating a form, reports, everything. That's more than SharePoint. We have a lot of features. The main purpose, the common data services behind is Dynamic 365. Okay, it's an integrated one. And AI builder, it's all artificial intelligence builder. Okay, that's the main thing. We can be using for artificial intelligence builder regularly. Okay, when you have some data or images like in your Facebook, whenever we are uploading some new image, immediately it will tag and identify the IoT, right? Internet of Things. That's nothing but whenever I'm saying automatically tag you, this is Jenkins or this is your friend, like that, it will bring all the names, right? Automatically identify and show you, go and tag. That's the reason behind this. It's the artificial intelligence understand your previous images. Based on that, it brings the names. Same thing, we can able to use in our application. You want to do some real use cases. For example, in the retail shop nowadays, mostly it's moving to the automation without having any till machine or that's the salesperson that we are going billing person. We can go and do the billing in most of the countries they introduce. There we need to involve the artificial intelligence. When you are going with scanning a product, sometimes it will have a doubt with anything where the artificial intelligence identify the product and bring that the scanning. If anything's wrong, immediately it will identify the product and bring using the camera. But that's already we did one use case. We can deliver the product. That's really good. People don't want to worry about it whenever they are scanning. So for example, I'm scanning half kg of rice. If the billing is showing 1 kg, means it's a big deal, right? That type of things is automatically scanning and identify with the artificial intelligence, not only with the barcode. It will bring two validations. And whenever moving the product, it's automatically correctly moved to the baggage area or not, like that we can validate using this artificial AI builder. Okay, like that we have able to do lot of activities in the AI builder. I have thousands of records like an invoice or purchase order as a document. I want to move everything in my system in SQL Server or anywhere. So I can train on 5 documents and I can able to move all the other documents that's scanned, and you can be able to or dynamically they save the data, take from one by one and be able to do. Same way portals. Portal is nothing but the internet site. We can able to bring the dynamic data, 3 days, 365 data and common services data. We can able to publish to end users as a website. We can able to, because most of the products are internet based. We need to use the public users to access some data. Then we go with that. If I like your vendors or your partners like that, then you can give the portals. One tenant, it's allow only one website. That's why obviously you need to really want, then you can use the portals. Data connector is the main role of Power Apps, Power Platforms, every application, because data connectors, it's connected to a SharePoint or any Salesforce or like that. We have 353 apps are available. All the data connectors you can able to connect from different data sources like Amazon or whatever it is. Okay, I'll show the examples. Okay, who is building solution with the Power Platform? One is citizen developer enablement, and second one is pro developers. That's a professional developers or IT productivity. It's IT developers. Okay, who are in the administration or who are in the different IT part. Okay, and that's a professional developer. There's a VR developers. Right? Most of the people are now. I hope is attending is a developer. Yes, that's also another thing. Okay, citizen developers lower barrier of entry for app development, simple apps or simple business oriented things they can do with the workflows, everything. If your real developers can do more complex scenarios, okay, they know all this conditions, how to handle the different flows parallelly or sequentially you want, everything we need to manage. Citizen developers also able to do, but little bit only can do, right? Why preferred Power Platform? There's always think about the time. Okay, first thing is, for example, I am going to develop a 2 months period. I need to think about the costing for 2 months. If you're thinking about only 1 week to complete, then it's a big profit, right? 2 months, I'm going to develop a traditional application. Out of that, I want to spend only 1 week. Then really big profit oriented. Then resource. Going for finding some resource with the data analyst, data science knowledge or artificial intelligence knowledge. That's a big challenge nowadays. People everyone moving to the normal traditional development but to artificial intelligence nowadays. People, this is the scope for later years. Okay, data science, artificial intelligence. That thing is, people are struggling to find the resources to have a knowledge with artificial intelligence, data science, and they can ready to do the development using .NET or SharePoint, Dynamics, Azure like that. All three knowledge together, a single person is really big deal. People are struggling to find that. And one more thing is, whenever I find that data science person, I have another person for development. They need to understand both. Okay, developer can understand the data sources, everything. Data science person understand the behavior of artificial intelligence, right? How the data will behave, what is the output from that. That's a big challenge on the resource. Now, in the Power Platform, the background, we have a cognitive services running. It will take care of most of our activities. That's a big benefit oriented. That we don't want to understand anything. Just once you share all the details, it will automatically train and provide the details. Okay. And about the data, we have a lot of data. If you want to understand all the data, it takes time. You need to have a business analyst person can able to do the development. It's a really big change over the output from the what you are investing. Okay, and maintenance cost is the cloud based. You no need a separate infrastructure, no need a configuration manager or anything. Just a simple person to understand the infrastructure or what's any monitoring purpose is enough, because everything taken care by Microsoft. Okay, that's a big deal and big challenges. Everything go off with the Power Platform.
Sorry for the interrupt. Actually, your audio is not clear. I think.
1 second. Able to hear me?
No, it's some noise.
From my end. 1 second.
Just now it started like this.
That's it. 1 second. Everything same, only the same.
Some breaking noise.
1 second. I'll disconnect the audio and connect again. Able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Is clear?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, then sorry about this. Okay, we have to think about the integrated low code platform. Okay, we have the different platforms, right? Automate, analyze the stuff using Power BI, and we have the Power Apps and also a CDS data source. Everything integrated, right? Whenever I'm doing some application, I need to bring some workflow to notification or any background process. Everything I can use the or any approval process. Everything use my Power Automate. I can do all this analyzing the data, ring the reports, or everything. I use the Power BI. If I want to do something bot conversation or anything from the analyzing data or Power apps or automate, I can directly do with the Power Virtual Agent. Inside the Power Virtual Agent, we can able to use our Power Automate to do all the notification or anything to do some extra activity. Everything that's the separate part. Okay. These three are totally integrated, and also the Power Virtual is also integrated with automating responses to the metrics, analyze the data to find places to automate. Everything's happened properly with the flow. You need to think about just to understand what is the flow and what is your business requirement, what is the data, then you're able to do all these things easily. What is common data services? The common data service easily structured a variety of data and business logic to support interconnected application and process in a secure and compliant manner. Okay, that's the main thing is easily structured. We don't want to do all the things with like a database, traditional database or a relational database, right? Everything you can able to do with the user friendly. Okay, that's a benefit oriented common data service. In two types of data we are using in Power Platform. One is external, one is internal. External is nothing but you are connecting from other SharePoint or any Salesforce or any Twitter, LinkedIn, like that. Whatever the external products. Internal is nothing but only one product is a common data services. Okay, that's the thing. Whenever you say external product, you need to connect using connectors. Okay, without connector, you not do because everything is a service based. That's a REST APIs. Okay, it's a common data service, the inbuilt data source. We can able to connect from your Power apps or your Power Automate or your Power BI or Power Research. Okay, that's all benefit. I'll show the different availability. When you see Power Apps, we have two types of things. One is Canvas app, one is model driven app. Canvas app nothing but we can go with do all these mobile based apps, and your model driven apps is nothing but it's depending with the Dynamic 365. Whenever I want to make it some financial oriented application or some module, I want to make it some retail module or a HR module or I want to make some banking module like that. You can go with the Power Apps model driven. Okay, but model driven won't have direct connect with the connectors. If you really want some connectors, then you can use the Canvas app and integrate with the model driven app. Okay, common data services always are support with all our platforms, including the Power Virtual Agent. Everywhere the common data services are connected. Okay, when Power Portals that is only support common data services, and Power Automate will support both. AI Builder is only support common data services data, and because of if you need common data service, you have a separate license for that. Okay, and we have Power BI. It will support both connectors as well as common data services. Why external data connectors? It's home. And when you go with the connectors part, we have more than 353 connectors now. But building connectivity to 350 plus, I'm saying mentioned because every week it's increasing. Okay, cloud services, content services, databases, APIs, everything. Okay, we have many things. Okay, and seamless hybrid connectivity to on-premises data system. Just we need to install the gateway and we can able to connect. Okay, and develop and register custom connectors as a building block for citizen developers. And we have the connect data slips by using multiple data sources in a single application. That's another big advantage. Okay, whenever go the previous development, traditional development, people use only one database to connect all things and other REST APIs. Okay, now we can able to connect n number of data sources in a single application. That's a big benefit over in that. Okay. Why internal data is a common data services. It's very smart because of it's have Azure deployment to Cosmo DB, and we have a common data service with all these reports, pivot part, everything's available. That's very smart and it's scalable and it's very scales and it's secured because of it's already in the Azure Cosmos DB. Already it will title coupled with Azure as well as Office 365. That's it, utilizing all the security features and compliance features from Office 365 and Azure. That's now is a Microsoft 365. Okay. Okay, now we'll find it one by one. I'll give some examples. Okay, let's say I'm not go with lot of theories, just I'll give some examples that you can understand. Okay, a digital tool that integrates and streamlines a planning purpose. Power portals provide a great way to allow internal and external audience to view and interact with data from common data services or dynamic display or a SharePoint, wherever the data sources are, and should be a consideration as a pillar in an organization overall web strategy. Okay, let's say we have fundamental portal architecture is nothing but we are connecting different data source and we can bring the application development. Okay, just easy to do when you're connecting existing systems and data sources, then you can build application forms and workflows without writing any code. I'll show you how to do that. Then we can publish the apps instantly for web and mobile. Okay, we can easily do that. Okay, let's say go before moving to the next one, I'll do the demo for that. Okay, no, understand. Okay, sorry, it's a for Power Apps. You can use powerapps.microsoft.com. Flow Microsoft Automate. You can use flow.microsoft.com. The reason behind this Flow in the Power Apps Automate, we have a previous name called Microsoft Flow. Last year, Ignite, they renamed it Power Automate. Okay, the reason behind this, they introduced the UI flow and that's a robotic process. That's the main reason they renamed it. Okay, when you go with an Power Apps, if you have a E3 license or E5 license, by default it will be there. And if you want a dynamic display development, you can pay for the CDS. But when if you are a developer, you go, for example, I want to learn more things, just I can give one URL to everyone. Then you can able to create your own account, developer account anytime. You can able to create our own Office 365 account. From out of that, what the benefit is, once you created the account, you can able to use as a free of cost for 3 months. They will provide. If you are using continuously, it's automatically extended. It will not stop you. It's a E5 license, developer subscription. It don't use for production. Always go with the use for your development. It's available. Okay, this is the URL. You can step by step how to create a Office 365 developer program today. I can share. I'll pin the URL here. You can go and take it. Okay. Everyone can go and step by step. It's an easy process only. I'll give you screenshots, everything. You can go and get the account. Okay. After that, you can able to use all these things, Power Apps, or virtual agents, Power BI, or Power Automate. Everything is available there. Okay. When you come here, you can have the apps part. You can able to create any different application. Just I'll create one simple Canvas app. Okay. Using our SharePoint data. We can go with the SharePoint phone layout, or you want to make it a tablet layout, or whatever it is. Okay, and so 2 examples. One example is the SharePoint. I have some previous data. I'll show you with any application is fine. Any slide you can select. I can say I have a events. Can connect. It will create your all the pages like SharePoint. It will create a new page, edit page, view page, everything. You can able to short the application, everything. It's a simple thing. If you want to do immediately, you can get the application like that. Okay. When you run the application, you can able to see the mobile view, right? Just I want to add a new. This I connected the data source from my SharePoint. Okay, I'll add a new item. For example, I'm selecting my event ID, some data, events. Something cost center. I'll choose some cost center, course of time 18 hours. I can start from some dates. Okay. Okay. This is without I'm doing any design or anything. It's available, right? You can able to get the facilitator for example. I can add. Okay. I'll take the users and I'll add. Okay. I added the new event. When you want to edit the event, just click this event. You can have the option to edit, view everything, right? Just view, just click. You can want to change the event category to GBT. Then I can save. It's available. Okay. If I feel that don't want that I want to delete, I can click and delete. Okay. If you are able to delete, and you have the option to sort what you want. If ascending and descending, it will automatically do, and you can able to find that okay event. Test can say event 2, it will bring the filtering option, right? It's nothing doing. I'm simply added the data source, the page designed by the Microsoft by default. See, they bring the gallery control and bring all the formulas, everything easily doing. Okay, without do any coding, we got this application. Once I ready, I can say I can able to change my colors, everything. If you feel that, just I can change my team, different teams. I can do like this. Okay, the total application will change with the theme. If you want a particular area, I want to do something, just go with here. And for example, I can make it bold. It will make it bold with some underline you want, or you can say something different font you want to use. You can say change the different font. Okay, like this, it will move immediately. Okay, without doing anything, just simply it will create dynamically your page, and you can able to use all the functionality of edit, add everything. Right, this is a easy approach of connecting the data. As citizen developers, they can easily do this develop. Right, just I'll save and show you. I can able to publish with this icons if you want. You can say demo app, and you can save it. Once saved, I can have the URL. I can able access from everywhere. Only thing is, you can see the different versions there. What are the because of I can develop previously, it will bring all the versions. Which one is live like that, and also I can able to get all the URLs from here. Whenever I want feel that I want to use this application from outside, I want to connect from web URL. I can go with my other browser. With the Chrome browser, I can log in. It will ask the login. Just the only thing is, it will ask the login with because of already using the login directly going. I think when you go is that it will accessible from any web or any mobile. Okay, if you have a mobile device, you can install the Power Apps, and you can able if you have access. Then 1 second. Oh, I say I don't have the access. Let's say 1 second. The same thing I'll open here. You can see the output. Directly the URL is accessing the token and get the permission and loading. Same way, once I got okay, it's a totally different tenant is running. That's the reason it throws error. Sign out and show you. Okay, likewise, now we have the new place, right? You can add that all these data, whatever you have. You can say demo events. I can use the ID to something and call center hours, some dates I can select. I can say select some user and I can save it. It's the same process I did easily without doing anything, right? Just, you can get connected to the database, everything. Okay. See, same way I can go and create on a different app. Okay, this is designed by our Power Apps. Okay, that's nothing we did by our end. Everything is a Power Platform take care of with the creation. When I go with a new app, I create another Canvas app. For example, I want to a blank app. Okay, I will decide my own. Okay, it's a tablet layout. When I come here, I can say I want to do some output to connect the data source. First, I can add some gallery part. You can go with some gallery here. Okay. I can make it like this, and I'm going to add some data source. I don't have any data connections, right? Then I can connect the data. Okay, that data source part, I can go and connect from the data part here, add the data. You can able to connect us. For example, I search SharePoint. I can able to add a connection from SharePoint. You have the cloud directly or your on-premises SharePoint. It's bringing all the data sources SharePoint available in that tenant. It's bringing here, right? You can able to use that, or you can, for example, I use some data source here. One second. Okay, I'll use some list 01. It's connecting. I'll add this data source. It will bring the data here. What I do is just I'll use some different data source because of no images there. Once I'll show some data source. 4. This is a SharePoint. I'm taking the other data out of the tables are there. Just verify. Persons. I have a person of the right. We have the images. Okay, I'll use this data. Okay, I'll remove this one. Add a new data source. I'm selecting the data source and selecting the person's part. Okay, person list. I'll connect. And I'll make it this one. It's available. Now I'll get my images and data here, right? When I go here, I want to, these all totally by design by myself, right? I created the gallery, and what I do is I'll add on edit form here, the right hand side. But then I can make it the same data source assigned to here because I need to bring the data. What are the data I'm selecting there? I need to show. I don't want attachment because I don't have any attachment there. I'll just show you here. Okay. If you want to align something different, for example, I want to make it something big with a single line like this. Okay, I have the photo also. Okay, we have the data with the 3 columns with the alignment. Whatever alignment you can decide, and you have the color part, everything you can decide. Okay, then I'm moving like this, and I can make it simple. Okay, available like that. Whenever I'm selecting this item, right, when I need to bring the data here, I can say the item part is a, I can say gallery one dot selected. Okay, this is a simple example. I make it. Okay, this is easily. No, I written only as 2 words, right? This I'll run. For example, I'm clicking the other images, it will coming, right? If you have any data, that's a no data images. That's it's no image. If you selected that image, it will bring. That's a simple thing, right? We can able to bring. So adding everything, we can have the small formulas. You can to bring this Power Apps to do all the development. And when you go totally a custom development, also fine, you can able to do that. Okay, we have 3 approaches. One is totally you are a citizen developer. You can able to go and select the database. It will give your adding, editing, every forms. When you have go for a custom blank development, but I can do our own customization. I can do with that. The third one is you can do all things are formulas. Then we can don't want a gallery everything. Then I can create my controls, everything, my design oriented. Same like for that we have a lot of controls. Okay, for example here the input all the input controls are there you can able to use. And one more thing is when you want to use any YouTube part or a media part, you can able to use image, camera, barcode scanner, microphone, everything. For example, I use the video here first just to understand how easy to bring the video. For example, I'm adding a video part here because that's why we can show the video, right? Just I can go with my any YouTube channel. and take this URL. Okay, I'll go here and I can have the option double quotes you need to use and enter it, if the video will run here. Whenever I'm running application, I can able to run from the video inside my app. Right? How easy you can bring, right? No need to write anything. You can even have the data inside that. Okay, that's way you can bring any things you can able to bring easily in our Power Apps. Okay, this is the Power Apps part. Okay, I hope you understand everyone how easy to develop a simple apps using Power Apps. Okay. Okay. Now what I do is I'll just go back to my presentation. It has the Power Automate. Okay. What is Power Automate? That's a workflow, right? When you go with enterprise software service for business users to work smarter by automating the process across application and services. Okay. We be able to get the notification alert like that, or you want to get some email notification. Or for example, I am using Tutor account. I want to whenever the some tax is attached there, immediately I want the notification from there. I can able to get synchronize the files, and also you can do the approval process. You can say multiple level approval, grouping approval, organizing the data. This is all possible to do with the flow. Based on time frame, I'll directly go and show the one simple example. Okay. And for that, I can go with flow.microsoft.com. Okay, that's a URL there. Or you can directly log in with the Office this way. You can get the icon there in the stage where when you go here, you can able to see all the application available for your license. You can able to do. This is the approval process. When you approve reject, it's already the list. Okay. When you go for a new flow, okay, I create a new flow. We have the different option: automated flow, instant flow, sequential flow, UI flow, and business process flow. Let's say sequential in the sense if I want to do some approval, sorry, scheduled flow, you can want to do some schedule process with the based on the time, everything you can use. Instant flow is nothing but whenever you can do it. Okay, you want to upload any image or anything in your SharePoint or anything or manual process, you go with the instant flow. Automate flow, we have the approval process or anything. Whenever new changes happen, I go with that. And we have n number of templates available. Okay, we can able to see lot of data sources here now. When you go all connectors, you can able to see the connector list. All templates, you have more than 1,000 templates are there, but connectors are around 350 connectors are there. Okay, for these all connectors are available both Power Apps as well as Power Automate. That's it. You can able to get from everywhere. Okay, when you go with the templates, you see thousands of templates, more than 1,000, I think 2,000-3,000 templates are there. Daily it's growing. Okay, when you go with the new item creation, I can take some automated flow. For example, I can say when the tutor part I can use, I can skip and you go directly there. I can say some event happened with the tutor. Okay, yeah. When a new text is posted. Okay, well, for what? I need to decide, right? Just I can say SharePoint. You can see it's a Power Platform, right? I say Power Platform. If I anything added like this, I can want to take this and send some email or like that. Okay, just send an email. Okay, I have to send my email to my email ID, whatever the email ID are associated here. I can the subject I can say to test. Okay, what are the test tutored? I can use the subject. I can the body I can use something like to test. Then when it's tutored, something location where by the of the user or username who did it, or you want the tutor ID or you want the created ID like that. You can get whatever it is. Okay, that's just for understanding purpose and showing here. Just save it. It's a simple thing. Whenever I'm having a new item comes, it will automatically trigger, right? With my Twitter account. Okay. Not for my account, any account, if someone is tutored with the Power Platform with a hashtag, immediately I get the email to my system. Okay. Just to test it. Before that, I'll go with my Twitter account. Just twitter.com. Sign in. I'll go and tweet sample test demo tweet and make it this Power Platform. I can say something like that's fine, right? I can leave it. If you want any image to upload, also fine. Whatever image you can like to bring or whatever image, and just it's cute. Okay, just done, right? My account is tutored. It's a testing word, right? Demo, and don't worry about it. And you go see, you can able to see the account. But at the same time, I can say it's already started. Maybe I can check it. When you see all runs are available here, it not yet started. Just I can run because of our timeline. I time frame is we have less time, right? I can say immediately with my email ID. I'll just click test. It will run immediately. Okay, let's say running. Yeah, it's already started running. I don't want to do anything. It's because of immediate. It will take little 30 seconds or 1 minute to execute, but it's already happened. You can see the email here. Once again, it's not yet received. Once again, we can go with this status. What's happened? It's taken my tweet, everything, and sent it as an email. Okay, we can see same account only I sent, right? Oh, sorry. It's I sent with the dev account. Okay, let's say I'll just go with my dev account. Because of my email selected with the dev account with a different email ID. That's I'm logging with that. I'll go my Outlook. You can see my tools is available here. You can see the subject with the demo tweet, the hashtag and the URL there, and here the data. Because of the URL is the image URL. If you want to separate image URL and make it something in the email, all you able to do. Okay, whenever it comes like that, you can get all the details, the user ID and the time, everything, right? Whatever you type. This is the example I use little bit. Okay, understand, right? How easy you can do some flows. We have the different options for the flow. You can able to create an automated flow or instant. And if you are a new person, you can go with the template. Okay, let's say you can understand, right? We have different type of templates. Let's say you email from the attachment to your OneDrive, or you can myself to remind the 10 minutes like that. We have which one you have a structure. You can want to know something like different type, right? If you want to do some emailing process, which data type you have, or you can do directly go here and search. For example, I'm selecting SharePoint, you can do. Or if you feel that I want to Salesforce, you can see all the Salesforce related template will be there. If I want to do some AI related, you can get the AI related templates. Because you need to understand what is there, what is the purpose they are doing, what is the connector they are, everything understand first. After you learn something good, then you can go and do it your own directly create your blank templates. Still you want to template or directly connect your connectors, everything fine, able to do that. Okay. Now I move to Power BI part. Yeah, Power BI. What is Power BI? That's mainly purpose is you need to give some visual representation to the your stakeholders or everyone, right? And it's dynamic one. That's and we need to give easy to do, right? Connect and visualize any data using unified scalable platform for self-service and enterprise business intelligence that easy to use and help you gain deeper than insight. It's very simple to use. It's but you need a desktop edition to do this. All are both other than right flow or Microsoft Power Automate or Power Apps or your Power Virtual Agents, no need a separate desktop application. Everything is web-based. This one in the Power BI, right? We have two. One is web-based, one is desktop. The desktop edition is for developer purpose, do all the activities, everything, and you can publish it. Once published, it's available in the web. Okay, just I'll show you. We have little time only. Just I'll show you. I'll go here and go with Power BI. First I can develop right desktop. Power BI desktop. Okay. Okay, I'll just add some data. Okay, get some data directly with some Excel sheet or CSV. It's a CSV selecting and connect. Last some data, right? I can use some COVID-19 US data. You can see all the data in the right. I can click load, get the data inside. Okay, now the loaded. The right hand side you can able to see. Okay, we have the different type of data sources there. We have the tree map. When you click this, you can see I want to connect the active things confirmed country based. Based on the but it is only the US, right? You can remove it and we can see some state wise provision states. You can see in the report. We get the report in the mouse over. You can see testers confirmed 31,000. Sorry, 3 lakhs only, right? So big amount is confirmed. If you have the active, you can able to see. You want to more details that, or you want to bring some other report in there. For example, I want to add one more part here with the new data. Sorry, it's and I'll click outside and click the new one, and I can make it something new hospitalization part. I can make it something like state wise. You can get the data, right? In the mouse over, you can get the data. You can able to add. You can able to do the feature the country level. You can go inside the state level. You can do all the things. Okay. When you click here, you can get more detail about data. Like that, we can able to bring the report. How easy to do, right? You don't want to do a lot of things. We have the page information, page size, everything you can do, coloring part, everything. Okay. When you go here, something map you want. For example, I want a map to understand them based on the region. Okay, then I can select the states. You can see with the map. Okay, mostly the map part, which one is very easy to do. I'll just connect my global data. Okay, just one more database connected with the. It's a common data for all. Okay, I hope it's come with the different countries. No, this one is no. Global. Okay. With the global timeline, you can get the columns with the different data sources, different countries. Just little bit data is there. Okay, this I'll show you as an example only, right? The data is loaded already. We can go here and timelines part. Whatever. Okay, the columns are a lot of columns, right? That's why showing loading is taking time. I'll go with a different report part like this. Always the report video record some specific details, then only it will replay properly. Because of the data is not clear. Once again, I'll go with another data with the same part with a different type. Okay, I'll go with something like this. You can get whatever the different data you want, and then also with the data hierarchy wise you can decide, and you can able to do some hierarchy process also. Okay, whenever the hierarchy comes, you want to do some in the internal level, you can able to. I don't have much time. I'll do show that hierarchy part, but you can understand easily, and you can able to do the relationship also here. If you have multiple tables, I want to map something. You can be able to here and create a hierarchy to map it like that. You can do. Okay, this all the features available in the Power BI. You can easily do the reporting process and you can able to publish it once ready. For example, I have this report ready. I thought of it published to everyone, right? Just save first. That's a report like sample one. Once saved, I can able to publish to my web, right? Power BI part. It's asking them my credential. To publish, it's always require a license to credential, then only able to publish. Now I have some workspaces already there. I can able to go and create a new workspace and do it. I'll use JPower for training and select it. Now I'll go back to my Power BI.microsoft.com. And sign in with the same account. You can see all my workspaces, right? It's already done. Okay, just go here, my JPower 4 training. I can able to see my report just uploaded, right? You can see the name sample one, right? I used that. Okay, you can see the report like this. You can get the report. Now we are able to, you want to make it as a dashboard, everything. Just click this item particular and you can able to make it as a pin visual, then you can create a dashboard. That's easy one. You can make it test dashboard in it, then it will get whatever dashboard you can go to dashboard, you can able to see that is which one you are created. Okay, when you go here, you can see the other reports also. I have that some different reports already. Okay, you can able to give different report like this. Okay, whenever click in, it will go the corresponding, it will change. Likewise, we can plan based on how you are going to represent to your user, your stakeholders. You can plan. Okay, you have a lot of features in the Power BI. You can do all these steps you want to do with the data to, for example, I want to bring some new columns inside and do some manipulation and make it like that. You can able to do. Okay, whenever table comes, you can go and select some table and do some activities based on the data. You can decide. You can be able to make new measurement column or your new column to create with a formula because of it's a DAT support, right? Full of formulas you can able to use. Simple formulas only, very easy only because summing the some data and make it some formula like that. For example, I can use like this. You want to sum some data and which one you want to sum, like that you can decide. For example, I can say canvas tens, comma, like which one you want to add, like that you can decide. Likewise, you can do this a measurement column. We have a column to validate everything. You can able to do the modeling part, all the things possible in a Power BI. Okay. I hope you understand the expectation part on the reporting side. Okay, now I'll show some more details for your learning purpose because of we have only 4 minutes left. These are the different things we saw that demo. And the documentation side, I'll share this PPT in my slide share. I can able to access. Always remember we have the documentation. We can able to see the documents for Power Apps. Whenever go with Power Apps documentation, you have from the basic you can learn, understand, and you have the licensing part. And just I'll open and show you. You can see the same structure there. You can go with what is Power App, what is the purpose, everything you can understand easily. And we can get learning catalog, different things. Okay, app creation, everything. Same way, we have the option for Power Automate. We can able to simple using the template from the scratch, approval flow, or you want to do some team flows or button flows like that. You have the everything based on the beginner level, intermediate level, expert level, admin level. Okay, we have the option to learn. Just this URL only, you can go and learn the flow part. Okay, well, what are all the steps there line by line they are giving. And one more thing is a Power BI, right? Power BI also same like that. We have the URL to learn what is Power BI, what is desktop edition, what is a BI service, what's the purpose, what is a how to use a simple report, how to collect the data, how to collect the on-premises data, how to data refresh automatically whenever, because 8 times only it will refresh daily, not to refresh immediately with your report based on the because of the license only. Because the free using the BI service, it will only happen 2 times only per day. Likewise, we can do all the understanding about the reporting purpose, how you are going to represent. This you decide. Okay. This is a question time. Now you raise your questions. I'll respond back if you have. Anyone have any question? Please raise.
So far, there is no question, Senking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I can close this. Thank you very much of joining. And anyone have any questions after that this class also, because of it's totally a beginner level I did. If you want anything, you want to connect with me, always I am ready to help. just use my contact information from here. Okay.
Thank you very
Okay,
much,
thank-
Jenkins.
Yeah,
for
thank you,
giving
Alagindra.
Yes, thank you for giving your valuable practical insight about Power Platform, and thanks for accepting our request in your busy schedule. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's my pleasure.
Yes, great. Thank you, everyone. Here we posted the feedback link, so it's valid only for 1 hour. So kindly submit soon and get your certificate. So thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next week. We will send you the thanking mail. In that, we will add the corresponding resources too. So thank you very much. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.